Welcome back to the Chaos March. The winner take all on the long-awaited battle to finish turn 5. On map 5, TSA Desolation, Proxima came back to us at last minute and Rask was able to get in. So we have, after some pretty good waiting, a long-awaited battle. There were some changes. Whoever made the drop list, we took out the Awesome and put in a Morgu with 3 ERPPCs. And in order to do that, we put Rask from a Raven C to a Raven D to a Puma E with ATM 12s and heavy large lasers. The two teams have been fighting a long campaign today. 5 straight maps in pretty good succession and pretty fast. Not a lot of downtime. The team compositions have greatly changed over the evening. This is the TSA version of Desolation, which plays very differently than the TC version. Here we go. The two teams generally balanced. The Wolverines might have a bit of an advantage with the cohesion, as they have their still a good chunk of their pilots together. Bob and Django and Burner form a mighty core, dropping alongside Marius as their commander. Starwolf, a veteran of Living Legends, shaking off the rust. Proxima and Ben, they've played together. Shooter's no stranger to organized play. Rask has been in many Chaos March battles now and is improving as they play, as all the pilots are. They get better and better all the time. And so, rounding it out, WR Gnome King. We had to do a bit of balancing, so that's why Gnome's over on that side. So he's really rooting for his teammates to take him out, but he's also probably hoping to do well in the battle. We will see what happens here. This is the Scythe defending their hard-earned world of the factory world that was taken from the Tikonov task force, who the attackers represent. This is a critical planet for the Tikonov to hold, for they need it in order to have the discount on mechs for the medium class. Without it, they must pay full sticker price at the dealership, which is never a good thing. They've got pretty good speed here with this list. I took a look and made sure that the tonnage and the BV was good before the fight, but purposely didn't look at the mechs because I was at one point going to be the drop commander and did not want to utilize any advanced knowledge. You've got the Bushwhacker, you've got the beam lasers here. UZLD, alright. Bushwhacker, ERPPC, Bushwhacker G, okay, that's dangerous, alright. Uller D, ERPPC, okay. Screen Shake City. The Warhammer with 2 PPCs, the Warhammer Prime maybe? Okay, that thing's dangerous. Pretty good range. And then what do you got here? Heavy large laser Thor. ATMs maybe? So they've got plenty of punch here. They don't have as much range as the red team, but blue team is well equipped for a battle at any given range compared to the red team, which is probably better off at the long range. Right now, taking a look at this, it's probably a good idea that they swapped out that Awesome right now, I think. Because even though the Awesome would give more range, the Morgu can take more of a beating. This is the TSA version, so this is the enclosed arena. And they're not going to go in there, are they? I mean, they could. A lot of cover. Couple hundred meters of spacing. The one thing, though, is that the Morgu is slow compared to the Awesome. And that is one particular thing. That Morgu gets stuck or can't position itself or gets poked out by itself, it is done. Match over. That Morgu has to not carry, but has to contribute heavily to this fight right now. Where the Wolverines Rebirth list has a lot more flexibility in terms of what can go down and still have them have a shot at victory. Compared to earlier, the pings look great. Starwolf's ping is pushing it pretty bad, but it has been all night, and I think he's in a pretty good asset to work around that ping. Both teams probably have GECM. I don't want to Alt-Tab and risk missing any action here. Nice snowy night. This is a Duff map. May he rest in peace. Member of Mechwarrior International. This is one of his better maps, I think. Never really put out a bad map to say, though. Ghost Bear, I think, partially designed this as a training map. That's what that arena is for over there. We use that arena. We play on this map a lot sometimes for small, Slayer-style engagements. Step in the ring, take on your opponent. Don't get to repair, you take on the next opponent until you die. Sometimes we limit it by weight class, and I like to come in. It's an open weight class, so I come in with an airplane or a VTOL, land in it. Can't do it on this map as easily. On the other map, that arena's a different design. It's open with pillars around it. I'll bet somebody that's more skilled than I'm sure could figure out a way to get a VTOL or a plane inside of that small doorway. Anyways, Proxima deciding to sit and wait. At least it looks like it. Scene on this map is hell. It is difficult to see. Night vision, and that's a 30th century automobile, or it's been burning since the 20th century. I couldn't tell you. Nope, they're not actually there. Well, let's go find out where they actually are. That Bushwhacker and that Uziel are gonna serve them well, for punching well at the weight. The Vulture's definitely designed for long range. If they get in a close range fight, they're going to lose a decent amount of firepower compared to their opponents. And where the bleep? Two teams, sometimes they run into each other at center, and the fights are just bam, lickety split fast. And then other times you get this drawn out range thing. There's Rask and the Puma. We back way the heck out. Oh, okay, there we go. So the teams are kind of closing in on each other, but there's still going to be a bit before they run into each other. Anyway, thank you for joining us this evening on the Chaos March Network. I am Duelist, Battle Supervisor, part of the SJ group, and your host this evening, your announcer. We are going to have 5 maps for the entire week. What we're playing today, we were going to play yesterday, but due to various technical issues, we're unable to. We are on the Wolverines Rebirth server, wolverines-rebirth.de, generously hosted by Burner. We are in the transition phase, moving to a new server with Huntress. So till then, we'll be playing here. Shooter was kind enough to also fire up a server for us tonight, and in fact, we should test that out to see if see how well it works out, just so we have options. Always trying to create a worldwide network of servers for the Chaos March. You just never know who's going to be on, and when we're going to play, and when we might want to move the server to a different region. Well, I have to say 10 minutes have elapsed. Let's take a look. 6-4-3. Yep, just going on about 10 minutes. Teams will have 30 minutes to battle. We were 6v6 on above for the first 4 maps, so saw some plane action. Always having to worry about anti-air. In this particular case, we were able to only fill out 5v5, so it's all ground action. Wolverines Rebirth going up the hill. Around the corner. This is one of the better King of the Hill type scenarios up here. Just in case you're wondering, yes, you can have ties on map 5. You just simply mean that I have to go out and assign a map 6. In which case, that would be played a week from now. This is being recorded Sunday night. And so we would have to play on Saturday if we go to map 6. In order for that to happen, time would have to expire with each team having the same number of carrying assets, and everything they are bringing out is a carrying asset unless it gets stuck, in which case it is not a carrying asset unless it is against another thing that gets stuck. You have an equal number of stuck things, well, there you go, it's a tie. I'm going to have to brush up on that because that is a very, very rare thing, but off the top of my head, that sounds about right. So, Wolverine's going to stick up here, play King of the Mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4 assets, but they have 5 pilots. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Oh, no, it's 5. Alright. Dang, missed it. I like getting video shots of the mechs falling. Anyhow, Wolverines took a look around, didn't see anything as we pull out to the helicopter view, and let's take a look and see where their distinguished opponents are setting up. Alright, they are over here near the arena. Okay. Teams are pretty bloody far apart right now. Well, that's a completed bridge. I'm gonna say that's the arena. Wow, are they ever spread out right now? This is the A6 base. Alright, well, let's take a look back. Yeah, there's the arena. So they're just south of the arena here, down in the gully. So the two teams could be in visual sight, be pushing it. They're about kilometer and a half from each other, moving towards each other right now. You can barely see the edge of Bob right there as Rask moves up. Rask ping is stabilizing a bit, which is good. Of course, just as I say that, you get a little bit of a warp. Anyhow, strategically right now, trying to find each other, trying to keep everything together. Both teams want to utilize the range advantage. The Vulture gives this team about a 100-meter range advantage. Thor may or may not have LRMs. Gnome does have a light Gauss available up here, so he can whack from 1200 out, but that takes multiple shots before it starts doing any appreciable damage. This is dangerous because nobody's ever gotten on top of this thing, so A, you can get stuck, and B, yeah. So anyway, Gnome's safe. Gnome is a master. If you watch one of the other videos, he was able to get on top of this icicle thing that's barely enough to hold the battle armor, and he figured out a way to get a mech on it. So he has enhanced optics. Gnome's one of the best scouts in the business, particularly in this Gnome mobile, as I like to call it, the Osiris E. It's one of his favorite mechs, if not his favorite mech. And this is what he does for the Wolverines all the time. So if we go out to absolute maximum extended range, let's see if he could see Marius. I mean, if we're really pushing this here. Oh, Marius sees them. Do they see Marius is the question. Can Gnome see Marius? Because if he does, they'll close in. I'll have to get the Margu in range. Marius definitely sees them now. Gets a shot off, and they have an advantage here that the Margu's got to climb a bunch. So right now, you wish you had the awesome. Period. Anyway, Marius is going to get shot a lot. Where are his teammates at? Way the hell back there. So they're going to press. They'll have enough room to get back. Marius is going to take a pretty big beating. And considering that Marius is in a heavy mech, this is going to hurt. Burner got beat up too, so right now the advantage definitely for the red team because they've been able to cause a stink load of damage. However, Marius now knows weapon types that he's facing, maybe not what he's facing mech-wise. So he's gonna tell his team, let's get up here, take a look. Starwolf in a very dangerous spot right now. I think he realizes that. He's able to mitigate the damage pretty good. Marius taking a couple of pot shots, trading with Gnome. They need to get that Morrigu down, but this might be one of those cases where you want to attack the lighter things. Marius realizing that they're about equal in terms of weapons range between the two teams, so he's very carefully moving up, trading a couple of shots, pulling back. Rask has ATMs, and just needs 750 meters. So right now Marius has an advantage firing on Rask. So he's going to try and even up this damage right now, firing on Rask. Rask trying to get some of those missiles off. Looks like he's got machine guns, which is surprising. Gnome trying to keep Marius back. And what is he doing with his team? He's keeping Burner with him. And he's telling Bob and Star and Django to attempt a flank, which is not a bad idea. But in order to do this, Marius has to keep making them think that the bulk of his that all 5 of his mechs are in the same position. After a while, Proxima's gonna be like, "Wait a minute, we haven't seen any of those mechs in a while. Where are they?" They're built for an ambush. They can take some beatings there. They do not want to get the Vulture or the Puma necessarily too close. The Puma's got a good backup weapon in the heavy large laser, but the ATMs are useless under 150 meters. They're now closing in with the semi-pincer maneuver, trying to push a bit. They didn't go as far out as I thought they would. That Bushwhacker is going to be deadly in this situation if it can get its weapons close. Gnome is possibly dead. He needs to get inside of the base right now. Django is pretty quick in that Thor, but not ultra quick. So Gnome might be able to get away. He's got to get on the back side of the base. And now this exposes Gnome did a good job typing in enemies or something really quick while he gets away. He doesn't have a microphone, but he can definitely tell his teammates they are coming from this general direction. Now Proxima will know, aha! They split their forces and flanked and now has to make a decision. Do we push on Marius and on Burner, try and kill them and then pull back? Or do we attempt to deal with the flank? Proxima not able to move around a lot with that tank. His options up here are going to be a bit limited as the two teams exchange some firepower, and Gnome is going to die. His teammates are not providing him any backup options, so he is as good as dead. If he can report or if they can see him getting attacked over here, that should let them know that the flank is over here, and now Marius has his opponent surrounded and exactly where he wants them. Question is, can they focus firepower? Proxima has to protect himself. They have to get screen shake going. Ben has to get off as many of those LRMs as he can. They need to focus firepower. Shooter is dead. So we'll leave Proxima and Rask and Ben. It will be up to those LRMs to close in. Marius and Burner are closing quickly. They must get the kill. They have Starwolf down. Shooter is dead. Rask is trying to focus. Right now, the Wolverines have the advantage with the positioning. Proxima trying to back up. Proxima will have to do a crap load of damage in a hurry if they're going to take this. Rask is now dead. This is Wolverine's rebirth. The planet is defended. Not enough damage. Remember earlier that Burner and Marius took a beating. Proxima still has the tank, but it is slow. Cannot turn its torso fast enough. Ben is now dead. Wolverines just picking apart one by one, isolating the team and firing 5-on-1, 4-on-1. That is ultimately what did in the red team on this map. Ben is now dead. Proxima does not have enough firepower. This match is over. It was a gallant effort. Ultimately, the superior strategy, very dangerous flank, but the good flank. The Bushwhacker is fresh enough. They will send in the Bushwhacker to attack. Proxima is all but dead. He may take 1 or 2 mechs with him, but he will not be able to escape the full brunt of the Wolverines' mighty claw. So Tikonov fails in its attack on planet whatever this is, Poznan, to get their factory back. Wolverines are able to do it. A closer fight than I thought. Only Bob and Django left. Django pretty beat up. Had even just a bit of the team been able to stick together, they might have taken this match and gone the other way. But ultimately, the decision to take the Morrigu was not a terrible decision. The Awesome would not have done much better against that onslaught. However, it does make a commander think. Hell of a fight. went the way that it went, and we always like to see good fights. The Wolverines put up a fight, and after going down 2-0 and looking like the planet would be taken back, decide it's our planet. They come together and they win. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the 5-map battle for planet Poznan. It stays in the Wolverines' hands. We end, finally, turn 5. And we will see you next time on the Chaos March. If you want to play, mwll.mwmaster.com around 2 p.m. Central Time, America, Saturdays and Sundays around 2000 GMT, UTC, Saturdays and Sundays. The videos are always available on this channel. See the forums, forum.mechlivinglegends.net for info in the events subforum, or go to cq.mwmaster.net for information about Living Legends and the event. I am Duelist. On behalf of SJ, Wolverines Rebirth, ELA, Eridani Light Horse, 12th Vagan Rangers, the Knights of the Inner Sphere, I wish you adieu, and thank you for watching, and invite you to play the Chaos March. Goodbye, everyone.